So what do I think of Black Ops 4's Battle Royale mode, Blackout? Stick around and I'll tell you. So, did I like Black Ops 4's Blackout? Yes, I did. A lot. And I played it a lot this week. Um, that being said, there definitely are some things I would like and hope will be changed. I don't know if they will, though. And I'll tell you why I don't think they will. I liked it mainly because I am definitely not a Fortnite player. Don't get me wrong, Fortnite is a fantastic game. I'm just not good at it. So therefore, it's not fun for me to play. I'm a terrible builder, but I recognize that it is an extremely well done game. The updates they put through are astonishing. I've never seen a game take care of its own, a studio take care of its own game as well as Epic does. Now with Black Ops 4's Blackout, Vandahar and Treyarch seem to pay that sort of attention to this game, at least during this week. They were putting updates through almost every day, commenting on it, getting feedback from fans. It seems like they understand maybe that the playing field has changed, and that in order to have a successful game, Battle Royale style game, they're going to have to pay it that kind of attention. Now, some of the things I don't like, and this is not probably anything different than you've heard from other people, I don't like the armor. However, I don't think it's going to go away, and here's why. I don't like the armor because it never feels good if you have a better player, or it doesn't feel good whether you're the worst player or not. It never feels good to lose a gunfight because you didn't have armor, or you had level 1 armor, and the person you were in a gunfight with had level 3 armor. And even though you're hitting them with headshots, it didn't do anything because they had armor. You know, if you walk up to somebody and you get the first 2 shots on them, and they turn and fire at you and just absolutely melt you because you don't have the same armor they do, that doesn't feel good. The reason it's not going to go away is because that's one of the things that gives bad players a chance. That's what gives bad players a chance to, even if not win, finish in the top 10, finish in the top 5. And if you can get guys into the top 5, that's where their heart starts beating faster and they start thinking, I actually have a chance to win here. I might pull this off. If they're 1 or 2 gunfights away, in their head, they'll keep playing because it's a goal they now feel they might be able to achieve. And someday they will, because they'll continue to get better, more than likely. But for the rest of us that, have been playing first-person shooters for a long time, if you come up against somebody, it's funny, I watched a pro gamer, his name's Hook, that just absolutely got destroyed by somebody this week. And it was completely because the other kid had armor, and he turned on Hook. Hook got the first few shots on him, and all he could do was laugh. I mean, he knows the kid didn't outgun him. He absolutely slaughtered the kid. But because the kid had level 3 armor on, he was able to turn and probably beat him by 1 or 2 bullets. That's how it goes. So, in Battle Royale games, it is smarter for studios to keep the game set up in a way that gives everybody a chance. Even with armor, better players are still going to win the majority of time because they'll recognize the armor. They'll throw stuns, get a few shots on them before. I actually, in this game, play... Well, maybe it wasn't this game. Can't remember if it's this game or not. There's, I think it is this game. I think it's coming up, actually. There's a guy I see that has level 3 armor. It's in the wide open. He doesn't see me. I'm behind him. And I throw a stun at him. And the whole reason I throw a stun at him is because I don't want to risk the chance of him, number one, being a decent player, and then having the armor be the tiebreaker that gets me killed and turned on. So even though he's in the wide open, I throw a stun and stun him and start shooting him, because I figured that's the guaranteed way to take care of him and move on. And in a battle royale game, that's probably the best strategy. You look at that gunfight. This is it right here. I throw this stun check him, get a few shots on him. I'm able to kill him. Guaranteed kill. Guy's stunned. He has no chance. I also think stuns are way too strong in this game. I've literally probably lost 3 or 4 games in the final battle because I didn't have the perk, I forget what it's called right now, that basically sort of gives you flak jacket and tack mask, and somebody stunned me. They lay down, they sit in a bush, whatever, they hide until they see you, and they throw a stun at you, and you have no chance. I mean, you can't move, you can't see. These are like the most powerful stuns I've ever seen. They're insane. I would like those nerfed a little bit, but even if they don't get nerfed, they're situational. The only reason I guess I don't like them is I think if you do save one for the final battle, they are really powerful. If you're close enough to somebody and you throw one, it's game over. There's no way. I also don't like, the perks, the awareness and dead silence. Man, those can be overpowered. I ended one game where I had both awareness and dead silence. There were 2 guys left. I popped both of them. I popped dead silence and awareness. I heard a guy, probably 20, 30 feet to my right. Walked over to him. Literally just walked right behind him and shot him in the back of the head. Killed him. And then, because of the gunfight, I could hear the other guy moving around. He was, probably on the other side of the circle, which was pretty small at this point. So I just circled around the outside edge of the circle until I saw him. He's looking across to where the gunfire, was before, and I can hear him easily. And because I have dead silence, he can't hear me very well. So I was able to get practically a free win out of that. And honestly, I mean, I took it, but it didn't necessarily feel great. But I will tell you that the core of this game is really, really solid. That's the one thing Call of Duty has above a lot of other games is, their movement system is brought from Call of Duty into this game. And Call of Duty's movement system is incredibly smooth and fluid and feels good. The only thing I think that I would complain about on this game, but it's just sort of a side effect of this type of game, is when you're on a hill, I find I have to press more to the side on my left stick. It's weird, and so I don't feel like I'm pressing forward on my stick as much, and I don't know, it sort of feels weird. But that's really being nitpicking. Or really nitpicking. At any rate, it still feels fantastic. The hit detection in this, I'll tell you, that's the one complaint I have about Fortnite. That, to me, honestly, I think that game is probably an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. It would be a 9.5 if its hit detection was as good as this game is. Fortnite, there are too many gunfights that I've been in my life. And I say I don't play it, but I've definitely put in quite a few months where I played it every day for probably four or 5 months total. I just sort of gave it up about 3-4 months ago. But at any rate, I lost too many gunfights in that game where I know that my aim was dead on and you're just not getting hit markers. I've seen YouTube videos all over the place where people don't get hit markers and they're good players and you're like, you know they're hitting their target. It's a bad lobby, whatever. I did not experience bad lobbies in this. There was one, and actually I think this game in the very beginning, there's a moment where it gets a little laggy for a few minutes and then it ends. I think 2 matches out of the entire week, I wound up actually leaving the match because the start of it was so laggy I couldn't do anything and couldn't move, so I just left. But all the others were like literally A+. Felt fantastic. I think this game is definitely... It's not going to give Fortnite a run for its money. Nothing's going to give Fortnite a run for its money. That game appeals to so many different types of people. And I admit, even though I'm terrible at it, I still wind up getting drawn back to it. Because there are so many things about it that are so good that even people that are bad at it, they want to be good at it. And so you wind up playing it more because you want to be good. Plus, so many people are playing it now that, you know, probably the majority of your friends play it. Even if you're not, your friends are. And so if you want to play with your friends, you're going to wind up going back and playing with them for a while. This game, I don't know, it's funny. Some of my friends are split on it. I had a couple that said they could see this being really fun. But a couple are really stuck on the fact that... And it always tends to be the really good players that get stuck on this. They're stuck on the fact that armor's overpowered. When you have really good players, and I'm not one, I'm a very solid Call of Duty player. But I have a couple friends that are very, very good Call of Duty players. And when they die, because they come up against a level 3 guy in armor that sound horde them because they have awareness and dead silence, and the good player literally never had a shot because somebody snuck on them with that, you know, and has extra armor. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel fun. It's annoying. Good players don't like that, and that's one of those things that will get good players to leave, even if the core of the game feels good and everything. I don't know that a lot of good players will stick around to play this. I think they might still play the multiplayer. Now there goes my computer. I think they still might stick around to play the multiplayer. I don't see a lot of really good players sticking around to play Blackout. I do, however, think that some of the Call of Duty players that left
further collapse expected.
the Call of Duty franchise to go join Fortnite will give this a shot. Some of them will go back to Fortnite because they'll realize that Fortnite still does Battle Royale better. Some of them, because they're, you know, been lifelong Call of Duty players, will come back, you know, because they like the realism. I don't know. I don't think this game is going to, you know, compete in the long run with Fortnite at all. I think it'll do well.
Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
It's just, you'll have fun. It doesn't have the replayability of Fortnite either. I think the Fortnite with its building it just adds a three-dimensional level that this game can't have. You know, climbing on top of a rooftop is a lot different than being able to build 10 stories up into the sky like you can in Fortnite. I think people will like this, but if you grinded this game and played it every day, you will definitely get tired of this game a lot faster than you will Fortnite. I have friends that I don't, but I have friends that play Fortnite literally every night. Never get sick of it. This game you'll definitely get sick of. I played it for a week. I realize I now am kind of hooked on it. I'm going to miss it for the next month before it comes out in October. But at this point in time, I'm almost starting to get sick of it. So I'm sort of glad it'll be gone for a month, so I'll, enjoy it again when the game comes out. But at any rate, if you haven't played Blackout, if you didn't get the opportunity to play the beta, I would definitely buy Black Ops 4. I think the multiplayer is going to be fantastic. I played the multiplayer beta. I had a blast. I really liked it. Took me a couple days to get used to because the time to kill is a lot longer than we're used to in Call of Duty. But again, I think it's a very solid game. I think it's going to be fun. And honestly, I've never been a huge fan of the campaign. I know a lot of people are. I know a lot of people are upset that it's not in the game this year. I would rather have a battle royale than a campaign. And I think this is something that when you're bored of playing Search and Destroy or Hardpoint or TDM, whatever your game mode is, and you want a break, this is a perfect way to switch it up. It's also a cool way to, play if your friends aren't around. You play some solo Blackout or whatnot. But I think it's a good change of pace, and I think it's a way to keep people playing Black Ops 4, whether it's multiplayer or Blackout. It gives you an option. It's just one more game mode to enjoy. So, at any rate, I do highly recommend picking up Black Ops 4. I think it'll probably be the best installment in Call of Duty in a while, as I honestly think is the case with every Treyarch game. Treyarch has never, literally, ever let me down. Some games I prefer more than others. Black Ops 2 was the absolute best. Black Ops 1, second best. Black Ops 3, I really, really liked, but didn't enjoy the specialists. This, I think this isn't going to be Black Ops 2 for me. It's probably not even going to be Black Ops 1 for me as far as popularity, but it's a really solid game. Definitely going to be a lot of fun. Hope you pick it up. I am Spastik. Thanks for listening. I'm out of here.
Bag and tag, boys. Bag and tag.
All objectives complete. Stand down.